wondered how counseling sessions work? How does it affect you mentally and emotionally? Are these sessions are really effective? This is Purvangi Shukla and I'm a psychologist and an author. Let's talk today about how does counseling sessions affect you mentally and emotionally. So, as you know, counseling sessions are very confidential and private. It is between you and the psychologist. So, you know very well that there is no one who judges you. There is no fear of being judged by someone. But a psychologist is a trained professional who understands your behaviors and your results which you have drawn in your life. How? Because it's easy to talk it out, it's easy to speak out all your suppressing emotions, and you find yourself so easily that where you stuck, how do you feel, why are you behaving in certain way, and why are you not getting the results which you are expecting for. So sessions are really very effective. Of course, it affects mentally because you learn a lot of things about your life. It affects your emotionality as well. And let's learn today, how does it affect?
Find your problem. It is important to find your stressors. Unless you do not know what causes you stress and anxiety, you are unable to work on the same. So, we have main stressors related to our life is a personal life, professional life, finances, health, and spiritual life. When you take sessions, you able to understand what is actually stressors of your life, because most of the time we have only 20% of the problem, but we stressed out to 80% of our life. And sessions help you to navigate your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions. Once you find your problem, and especially it helps you when you stop into the overthinking and your inaction mode. So it is the sessions helps you to lot to understand which are your stresses in your life and you need to overcome the same. So sessions also work on self-fulfilling prophecy. Point number 2, self-fulfilling prophecy. You see yourself surrounding people and the world with some preconceived notions. Due to that, you have certain strong amount of beliefs and which work as spectacles. You analyze all informations through those practicals, and sessions are working on your preconceived notions. Because if you really don't work on your core belief, if you really don't know what is your core belief, you are unable to change your thought process, your feelings, and as well as your behaviors. So sessions are very important because it hits the target. It's the target of the preconceived notions and self-fulfilling prophecy. So third important point which I am going to share with you about the negativity bias. Negativity bias. It's very important because you really need to understand that you learned a lot of things in your life through your experiences with others and yourself. Many of you caught in traumas and you stressed out when you think about it. Afterwards, after you pass on through that trauma, you actually stressing you out. So you become more anxious about your future. You overthink because you are really been having a fear of uncertainty, and eventually you habituated to navigate thought in a negative way. You see the things first in a negative way and then you act upon it. You slowly, gradually become habituated and it becomes your character that you find things negative first and then you act upon it. So when you understand and when you find your actual stressors, when you find your what's your core belief, your preconceived notions and self-fulfilling prophecies, also, you learned about your negativity bias because, of course, we got our negativity biases from the experiences which we have from others and from ourselves. So sessions help you to understand why you are negative and for what reason you are negative. One point, coping skills. Yes, I know sometimes you won't be able to accept certain situations because you feel like that has happened to you and it was absolutely wrong. And I really understand that. Because we really can't accept certain unwanted situations, and sessions help you to accept those situations by giving you a good coping skills. It is very important that we traumatized, and most of the time after trauma, when we think about those traumatic situations, we really feel stress, anxiety, sad, and sometimes we become depressed also. We really don't know how to cope with these emotions and overthinking process, which makes us so much anxious and stressful. So coping skills, which are your coping skills? Everybody has a different coping skills, right? So sessions help you to understand which is your coping skill. You learn new coping skills and through which you accept your unwanted situations very easily. Because we are not able to control all our outside factors. Sometimes we really can't control our outside factors and we have to really accept those factors. So sessions help you to understand what's your emotions, why you are unable to coping, and if you cope, which are the results you are getting. Not only that, when you learn new coping skills, you learn so much about yourself. You learn about how emotions are affecting you and your life. Also, if you really want to achieve something in your life, if you really want to lead your life, of course, sessions helps you a lot. So that's important information, and coping skills really important for each one of us. We already have a natural coping mechanism, but we sometimes forget that because we are always having an expectations to change our outside factors, and many times we are unable. So sessions helps you to cope your negative emotions. Important point about how does counseling sessions affect you mentally and emotionally. The fifth important point is about setting goals. Yes, we must know where we want to reach. What you think about yourself, you become that. Don't forget that. And goals are something which really important in our life because it gives us a hopes, it gives us a help. Yes, we support ourselves, and also goals gives us a further growth in our life, and we learned a lot of things from settings our goal. But do you know, we all have one goal in common, and that is happiness. Everybody wants to happy at the end of the day. We are finding happiness outside factors, we find the happiness within ourselves, but how? Unless you don't set a goal that is real one. So when you turn up into the session, you really understand more about yourself. You really understand about your abilities, you understand about your capacity, you really learn about your limitations and weaknesses. When you learn about your all qualities and simultaneously with the limitations, you really set real goals for you and your life. But when you are setting the superficial goals, it creates a more anxiety. Sometimes I have found that many people in the sessions are setting so superficial goals for them, and then they become anxious. They become stressed out because they really don't know what to do next. And hence, it is very important that when you are taking sessions, you really understand about yourself and you can set real goals versus superficial goals. So, point number 6 here is about improve your communication. Yes, communications. Do you know communications affect you emotionally directly? Do you really know that communications helps you not only overcome your suppressing emotions but also help you to become what you really want to? Many people really have lots of fear about being judged by someone, and due to that, they really don't express their emotions fully. Sometimes they really want to do hard conversations with their partner, but they really don't know because they have a fear. What if others are feeling bad about them? Apart from that, communications very plays an important role in your life, because when as much as you suppress your emotions, you really going to be more anxious, and you become more assumatic personality, because you assumes a lot and others are also assuming you. So when you communicate, you really express your emotions in a nicer way. When you take a session, you really hit the target, hit the fear of not being communicated. Because many times we really don't communicate because we have a fear if we lose that person. We really have a fear if we really can't communicate in a better way, what will happen to my relationships? And I really agree on this part, and that's why sessions help you to communicate in a better way, which helps you to overcome all your stress, anxiety, fear, and of course, the uncertainty of the outcome. As we begin with our understanding, and as we are going to the end of this really important informations about how sessions affect you mentally and emotionally, let's talk about this important point: improve your self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is something, what is your opinion about yourself? When you really don't confident about yourself, you really don't feel good about yourself, how would you become a good person? So sessions helps you to understand your self-esteem first of all. Why you have a certain negativity bias about yourself? Because you might have labeled or might have got lots of statements from the others that you can't do this, you are that person, you are just being successful because you are lucky charm. So this kind of a statements is actually imprinted in our mind, and when those statements are working like as a hypnotizing process, so we really don't think much beyond that. So when you really understand about yourself, you really understand that self-esteem is most important part, which actually gives us a lot of strengthening point, lots of strong thoughts, and also we achieve lots of goals, because what we believe about ourselves is only and only prove at the end your character. So sessions, when you are entering into the sessions, it is helping you to learn new coping skills. You also learn about yourself and your self talk. When you learn lot of things, you all slowly gradually increase your self-esteem. So I hope this self-esteem is really important, and self-confidence, yes, if you really don't have a confidence, it is really hard to achieve the set goals. Important point: problem solving. You see happy faces, flaunt videos and others international trips on social media every day, and we consume by this information so much that we find ourselves and our life unworthy. So many times we compare our life with others, and out of these comparisons we got a lot of perfections and anxiety. Due to these issues, we find lots of problems in many areas of our life. As I mentioned earlier, that we have stresses related to our personal life, professional life, finances, health, and spiritual life. So many times we really do well in our life. We really admire all the skills and the capacity we have, but we really compare with others. And due to that comparison, we actually flow towards the perfectionism. When you become a perfect, it gives you a more and more anxiety, because you feel like that you are inadequate. This inadequate feelings about yourself leads you to more depressive and overthinking process. When you are in overthinking, you actually falls into the inaction mode. So sessions help you to overcome your problem orientation view to the solution oriented personality. Yes, sessions help you to understand why you are not looking at the problem just as a problem, but you really can find the solutions for that problem. So sessions help you a lot. I hope this is so much information which I have shared. How does a counseling sessions affect you mentally and emotionally? But last, not the least, counseling sessions also helps you to overcome OCDs, your anxiety, your overthinking process, stress, anger, and depression, and whatnot. I really understand sometimes we have a reactive depressions and sometimes we have an endogenous depression. Sometimes we really emotionally not so well because our situations are not going so well. And that's why sessions help you to overcome everything. Sometimes you get the clarity about yourself, about your life and your goals, what you really want to achieve in your life. So I hope this information helps you a lot. Please share this information to your friends and family, at least to 3 to 5 people, so they can also understand how does counseling sessions affect you mentally and emotionally. I hope that you are all doing well in your life. Let's meet, let's talk together again in a next important information. Till that time, bye bye, sayonara.